It's Maker Monday. Monday again. Is it Monday again? It is. But you know, we do Maker Monday so that everybody's Monday can start out on a creative note, and hopefully you can carry that creativity with you through the rest of the week. And today is no different. I have lots of creativity for you today. I've got lots of inspiration. I have one of the Jesse James Speed's quarantine kits, which is just what the doctor ordered. And we're going to go through it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to check out all of the good stuff that is in it. And then we're going to talk about round 2, because round 2 is available right now. So if you did not get the quarantine kit number 1, that's okay. Quarantine kit number 2 is ready for ordering. So what should I tell you about them? Let's see, I made notes. I know it's Monday. My brain is like, even though I have notes, things are still it's definitely a Monday. Like no matter how many Mondays we go through at home, it's still Monday, right? All right, so the new quarantine kits that are available, those are going to ship next week. Well, I'm sorry, not next week. This week, Friday through Monday, those are going to be shipping. So Wednesday is going to be your last opportunity to grab one of the number 2 quarantine kits, okay? So you've got today, you have all day tomorrow, and Wednesday is going to be your last day if you want to go ahead and grab one of those. Keep in mind that everybody's are different, okay? So no 2 kits are going to be the same. So if you order more than one, then you're going to get 2 different kits, which is really kind of cool if you ask me. I like it. That makes it super fun and makes me want to have lots of them, right? And I have been seeing what everybody has been posting from the kits that they have gotten online. So if you got a quarantine kit, if you got the first one, post all your goodies, post a picture of your goodies, post a picture of what you're making, show us your creativity, share that inspiration with everybody else, because I think some of us are really starting to feel the boredom kicking in. I have not left my house in over a month. I'm bored, y'all. I'm right there with you. So if you're feeling bored, I am too. You're not alone. But the good news is that we have these Jesse James Speed's kits that are going to give us tons of creativity and inspiration, and that's always a good thing. And don't forget, there are create kits. Let's see, I always get the name of these wrong. Create exclamation point. Told you it's a Monday. Create kits for kids. Those are also available on the Jesse James Speed's website as well. So if you've got kiddos at home, or you've got your grandkids at home with you, and you need some creative inspiration for them, those are really, really cool. They are like packed full of good things for them to do to keep their creative juices going just as much as yours. So all right, let's get to it, shall we? I have got a fun project. We're going to make some earrings out of some of the items that came from my quarantine kit, and I'm going to unbox mine to show you guys what I got in mine. Everybody's are a little bit different, but this is what you can expect to get, and they are packed full, just like the magical mystery bead boxes, you guys. These are like jam-packed full of goodies, so you are getting a ton of stuff to work with. And not only that, but as soon as you open yours up, you're going to get a sweet little message from Sarah James, and just makes it so much more personal, right? Everybody gets a little letter, and just to let you know that the Jesse James Speed's family is with you guys. We are all in this together, and we're going to make it through this together. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So there is a sweet little message on the inside of your quarantine kit. And let's get to all the goodies. There's so many good things in here. So first I'm going to show you, before I turn you around, I'm going to show you the little postcard, because all of the kits, even the magical mystery bead boxes, come with the cards, right? And this is the card that it comes with. Look how cute is that? Clasps, chain, tassels and palms, bead strands, bead mixes, stringing material. It's just so cute. It's just so cute and so well thought out, as always, right? And on the back, It says, to keep you happy and crafty while at home, we prescribe the following. And then it has the list of all of the things. And then there's a design challenge. It says, post a picture of you with your kit contents, or a jewelry piece you make with what's inside. Hashtag your post JJB Quarantine Kit and tag at Jessie James Beads for a chance to win $50 gift card. That's a good deal. Winner will be chosen on 4/15. So keep that in mind. Don't forget this part, right? If you've got your kit and you've already been playing with it, don't forget this part at the bottom of the card. Super, super important. So, all right, now this was quarantine kit number 1. This is just a reminder because people are just now kind of filtering in. So we're going to unbox the quarantine kit number 1, but quarantine kit number 2 is available right now. They're going to ship Friday through Monday, and the last day to order those is Wednesday. So keep that in mind, you guys, because there's a whole brand new box of good stuff coming out. I'm sorry that I keep moving. I've messed my back up again, and I just cannot seem to get comfortable. Okay, so let's get down on the mat. I've taken away the little fuzzy stuff on the top. Oh my gosh, by the way, happy late Easter to everybody. Just, I don't know, just breezing right through. It's Monday, tra-la-la. Totally forgot. I hope that everybody had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you celebrate Easter, I hope you had a great Easter. If not, I hope that you just enjoyed your weekend with your family. All right. Sorry, guys. Did not mean to just scoot past all of that. Did not mean to. All right, so here we go. Here's our card. Just another look at our card. And you guys, unlike the Magical Mystery Bead Boxes, the quarantine kits don't have a theme, which makes them kind of well, obviously it makes them different than the Magical Mystery Bead Boxes, but it's like, I don't know, there's some element of extra mystery to it, I guess, right? If you don't know what you're getting, there's not a theme and no 2 boxes are alike. So it really is just like really a mystery. I kind of love that. All right, so here's what's on the back. And of course, there's a list of what is included. So you're going to get 2 bead mixes. And you know what? Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm gonna just go through mine like as it is. Like I'm not gonna read directly off the card because I've taken mine out and put it back together a couple of times now, and mine's not really in order anymore. So off the top, you guys are getting some Dress It Up buttons. Say ah. These are so special. I absolutely adore these. So these are perfect little, you know what, let's just open them up. So I cannot not open them. These are so cute. These are just perfect for, number 1, being in a quarantine kit. But right now, our thoughts and our prayers are with all of the nurses and doctors who are working really, really hard on the front lines to keep all of our people safe and healthy and taking care of those who are not healthy right now. And I feel like this was just such a good inclusion in our box. Like I even have chill bumps. Look at my arm. Can you see that? Yeah, like I always get the feel goods when things like this come along, right? So these are all little Dress It Up buttons, and how adorable are these? They're all little shank style buttons, so you can sew them on to whatever your project is, or you can clip that shank off, and then you can just hot glue these or use whatever kind of glue you want to and attach them to your project. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow on the Dress It Up Facebook page, I'm going to be using these in a cute little project. And yeah, aren't they just adorable? I love them. I think that they're just so sweet, and really just kind of reminds us all that, you know, the service workers, the health workers out there are working really, really hard and definitely deserve our thoughts and prayers. All right, so those are super cute. I'm going to set those to the side. Everybody's getting those, and you are going to be getting those in quarantine kit number 2 as well. And you are also going to get another extra mix of buttons in your quarantine kit number 2. So if you missed quarantine kit number 1, number 2 is on sale right now. Go grab it. They are ready and ready for you to grab them. Okay, so sorry, I'm so disorganized for a Monday. So in mine is a Design Elements Mix little black dress, and I love this. This color scheme, you guys know, this was meant to come to me because black and white and red, those are my 3 colors that I'm always really drawn to. So this black and white mix is super awesome. And so of course you guys know that I picked beads out of it for our project tonight. So I am going to go ahead and dump this into a little bowl so that you guys can see the beads that are in it and know that this is what we're going to be working from. But if your bead mix is different, your bead mixes that you're going to get, your design elements are different, you can still create these exact same earrings with just different beads. So these are the sweet little beads that were in my package. I love them, love them. The black and white, that's just so classic, right? Love that. All right, so I'm going to set those to the side. So that was in, and a tassel assortment, right? Tassels and palms. Everybody's getting tassels and palms. I got this really beautiful tan mix, which I love, 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 love. Next to black and white, I think tans and creams are probably next up on my list of favorites because I just love a good neutral, right? They go with just about everything. So there's that. And let's see. A little package of bubble balls. You guys, I love these. They're so fun. These are so, so fun. So there are several of these, which is awesome. So there are the little orange ones. These guys are super cute. They look like candy. And then I got a bunch that have stars in them. So I've got 2 with the white stars. I've got 2 with pink stars. And then I've got a purple and a green. So I can make several pairs of earrings. And then I also have leftovers for charms or for a pendant of some variety, which I think is super, super cool. So those are included. Love that. All right. What else do we have? So much good stuff in here, you guys. All right. So my other bead mix was this guy. So I got one of the Pantone Inspiration bead mixes, and I got this, I can't remember, Eden, is that what it was called? I can never remember the green that was in there. I'm just gonna pop this open. So again, everybody's are gonna be different, but you're gonna get good stuff no matter what. And the quarantine kits number 2 are going to be just as good. Look at all the goodies in here. Ooh, I love that. Love, love, love. Lots of beautiful boho beads. These beautiful feathers. Those are going to make great earrings. More tassels, of course. Just a really, really beautiful deep green. Tons of beads. You guys have seen me take the inspiration bead mixes and make like 5 to 6 pairs of earrings out of just one inspiration bead mix. Yeah, that's the perfect, that's like my favorite way to use up the inspiration bead mixes, is to create earrings, because you can make a ton of them out of your beads. So that was 2 great bead mixes, right? I got a Design Elements and an inspiration bead mix, and I'm not even close to being finished with what all is in this box. So I also got a package of toggle clasps, and you guys know I love these. I get excited when these are in the Magical Mystery bead boxes as well. I love a good toggle, especially ones that are just beautifully and intricate, and you know, they're just pretty to look at. It just adds an extra something to your design, right? And there's a good selection here. So there are 3 of these guys, which immediately I'm like, okay, well, I have 3 of them. That means I can make a necklace with a toggle, and then I can make a pair of earrings with these 2. I always love that. That's one of my favorite things to do with toggle clasps. But look how beautiful. This is just going to give you an extra personalized touch to your jewelry designs, and you're going to have so many pieces of jewelry to make. You're going to be really happy that you have all these clasps to work with. So definitely an A+ on that for sure. All right, and then I got cup chain in mine, which I think everybody gets cup chain. I don't know that everybody gets the same color, but I'm pretty sure that everybody gets cup chain. And I got some really big, beautiful crystal cup chain. Love that. Cup chain is one of my favorite things to work with. I'll be using that soon for sure. And what else do we have in here? All right, so chain reaction. It would not be a Jesse James Beads box without chain reaction. I have 3 chain reaction with the beautiful clear crystal beads. I love, love, love chain reaction. This is good stuff. Awesome. So much to work with. Lots and lots of inspiration here. All right, so then there is a really beautiful strand in here. This guy was all by itself. This beautiful purples and greens. This is going to be great for springtime. It's got some great cage beads in it and this beautiful green color that's going to work really well with my inspiration bead mix that came in mine. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, and that's not all as far as strands, because there is also a 3-strand, 3 extra strands as well. We're talking tons of beads. Okay, so we've got what? We have 2 bead mixes, 4, well, there's 3 strands here, and then I had an extra strand, so that's 4 strands. I've got tassels, I've got toggle clasps. I mean, it just goes on and on. Chain reaction, cup chain, pretty awesome stuff, you guys. I love this one. This one has those beautiful galaxy beads on it, and then the little fuzzy guys. I love those so much. So fun. All right, so there were 3 of those. And last but not least, you're going to get some stringing material. And I got elasticity. I got some satin silver elasticity. And you guys know you can never have too much elasticity. This is like the go-to. Like if you run out of things to make and you have your brain has just stopped working, but you still need a new piece of jewelry, because who doesn't, right? You want to make something new every day. Then elasticity is going to be your go-to, and this is going to be the perfect solution. You know, you just take your strands and put these right on your elasticity, tie that knot that I showed you guys how to do not too long ago, and you're going to be good to go. You're going to have a beautiful bracelet ready to go. So, yeah, everybody got good stuff, Okay, so that was mine. That was everything that was in my quarantine kit, and I know you guys have got your quarantine kits at home. Post your pictures. Let us see what you guys have gotten, and don't forget to hashtag it, you guys. That's super important. Add your hashtag JJB Quarantine Kit and tag Jesse James Beads. That's with the little @ symbol to let everybody know. So that makes it super easy to find what we're looking for, to see all of your pictures, and your enter into the design challenge. You could win a $50 gift card, and the winner will be chosen on the 15th. So that's coming up, you guys, coming up. And if I had to bet, I would bet there's probably a pretty similar little card with a design challenge in quarantine kit number 2. I wouldn't swear to it, but I'm pretty sure there probably is. So you guys, take advantage of the quarantine kits number 2 that just now came out. They're going to ship at the end of the week, and it's going to be more good stuff to play with. Don't forget those kids craft kits too, because those are pretty awesome. All right, so for our project today, we're using beads from the Little Black Dress design elements that I got in my quarantine kit. You guys, you can use any of the beads that you got in your quarantine kit to create this exact same kind of project, okay? We're going to create some earrings. We're using a 25mm quick link, to use as our base for our earring. If you do not have any quick links, you guys, you know that you can use your artistic wire mandrel tools and create hoops out of those. And there are several projects on YouTube that we've done in the past. So if you need to go back and get a refresher of how to do that, exact same kind of thing. And you can also use your memory wire as well. So always remember that if you need a good hoop and you don't have a quick link on hand, there are other ways around it, right? There are other things that you can use. Memory wire is probably the #1 go-to, because you don't have to really shape it into anything. It's already ready to go. But just in case you don't happen to have any quick links on hand, okay? So we're going to create, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is very similar to a project that we did a long time ago. It's been almost a year since we did a project where we did a very similar wire wrapping technique around a quick link. It was very similar to this. It wasn't nearly as much. And then we're going to use all the little loops to hang some little beaded dangles that we're going to create here in just a second. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a quick link. You're going to need about 20 to 24 inches of 22 gauge wire. I'm using the German style silver color wire for this, but you can use 24 if the 22 gives you trouble, right? The 24 is a little bit softer. It might not be as difficult to use if this is your first time doing this. Also, you're going to need a couple of head pins and some eye pins as well. I think you're going to need, let's see, I have it all out here. I think you're going to need 4 eye pins and 3 head pins. That's going to give you 2 earrings, okay? So we're definitely not going to need all that. Just grab yourself some eye pins and some head pins and have those on hand. And we will create our little beaded dangles. But to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to create the wire wrapping around our quick link. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use the small bell making plier for this. And if you don't have the small bell making plier, you can grab those over on the Jessie James Speeds website, or you can use your round nose pliers. The only thing is that for a project like this where you want your loops to be consistent, I suggest that you mark on the mandrel part of your pliers, that you mark it with a permanent marker so that you go to the same mark every single time, okay? But small bell making pliers is really where it's at because it's not tapered, so it's going to give you the same size loop every single time. So what you're going to need to do to get started is you just want to anchor this wire to the quick link. So you just want to give about, I'd say about 3 good wraps just to get started, okay? And you want to leave yourself a little bit of a tail, and don't cut the tail off just yet, okay? So you can see I'm wrapping mine around the quick link just to get it started. And I'm leaving myself about 1 inch worth of a tail, okay? Now, I wrapped around 3 times, and now my wire is coming from the inside of the loop towards the outside. I'm going to kind of pinch that together a little bit, though. So I want all of my wire wraps to be nice and snug, so always keep your chain nose pliers on hand so that you can pinch those together. Okay, now I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way because we are using sort of a large piece of wire here lengthwise. Okay, so what you want to do to create the little loop is you want to bring in your bell making pliers, and you want to grab, let's see if I can lift you up a little bit. I don't think that I can. All right, you want to grab the quick link between the small bell making pliers. You want that small mandrel, the smallest portion of the tool, to be on the outside. That's going to be what we use to guide our wire around. So we're just going to take the tail end of our wire and guide it along the curve, right? You see what I did? Of that small mandrel, and then bring that wire behind the quick link up through the center, okay? And then you're going to wire wrap. Let me take it off of the tool so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, okay? Because the path of the wire is really important here. So we wrapped around the wire, or the quick link, so that the wire was coming from the inside of the loop around the tool, right? Around the outside of the mandrel of the small bell making pliers, okay? And then we went through the center and out. That's going to be the same. You want to keep that path. In other words, you see how the wire is coming from the inside going to the out here on the start of our loop, but it's opposite on the other side of the loop, this loop here. That's what you want. You don't want your loops to be attached on the same side. I know that's kind of weird sounding. I'll show you again, because luckily we're going to fill this whole thing up, so you're going to get to see this a couple of times. All right, so we want wire wraps in between each one, okay? So I've wire wrapped twice. I'm coming around again for the 3rd wire wrap. So now my wire is coming from the inside of the quick link to the outside. I want to bring my tool back in, grab, okay, grabbing the quick link with that small mandrel on the outside so that I can just guide the wire up against the surface of that mandrel to create that arch shape, okay? And the wire is going behind the quick link so that I can come up through the center, okay? Wrap around once and twice. Back, wrap around again, and now that I'm coming up for the third time, we're going to be ready to make another arch, okay? So I'm going to take it off of the tool, and you can see we've got two little, they sort of look like flower petals, okay? We're going to do a third one. I'm placing that tool directly next to the last wraps that I made. There's no space in between there, okay? Guide the wire over the mandrel of the tool to make that arch shape. The wire is going behind the quick link, and I'm pulling it up through the center. Okay, I'm going to wire up around once. Going a second time. And now back down towards the outer edge, and my wraps here are a little wonky. You can see how there's some spaces in between there. I want to squeeze those together because I do want to keep the spacing consistent, okay? And there's a little bit of a bend here in my wire. Let me grab my nylon jaw pliers. It really kind of helps to keep the wire as straight as possible. You're going to do less fighting with it. So just run your nylon jaw pliers over that to kind of straighten out any of the kinks that you've got. And we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to place it back on the small bell making pliers, okay, right up against the last wraps that we made. Guide the wire over the outside edge of the small mandrel. It's going behind the quick link, up through the center. Okay, and then I'm going to do 2.5 wire wraps, because it's not really a full 3, because on the 3, that's where we're actually going around the bell making pliers. Okay, so there was 2.5. Now my wire is going out that direction. It's ready to go. I do see that my wraps are a little far apart. I need to squeeze those together. Okay. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to make our way all the way around. We want 11 of these loops, okay? And that's not going to fill the entire quick link up. There's going to be a space right at the top, and we will discuss that space when we get closer to it. But we want 11 so that there's definitely one in the middle that's going to hang in the very center instead of 2. Do you see what I mean? We don't want that open space to be the center. We want an actual loop to be the center one. So that's why an odd number is important here. Just so that all of our little beaded dangles are going to hang correctly. Okay, so I'm just kind of going a little bit faster now, going around so that we can get through this. Okay, taking it off, giving it a good look. Looks very much like a flower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number 6, that one's going to be the center. Okay, that's going to be where we're going to hang the longest beaded dangle. But I'm not really all that concerned with that right this second. More importantly, just getting all the way around the quick link first. Okay, just keep going. So placing the quick link into the small bell making pliers, using that small mandrel to guide the wire to create that arch shape. The wire goes behind the quick link up through the center, and we wrap around the quick link 2.5 times, and then we move down. to create another one of the little petal shapes. Okay. Let's see, how are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're getting close. And I may need to adjust these a little bit as well, which you'll have an easier time making adjustments if you're using the 24 gauge wire, but it's still adjustable with the 22 gauge wire as well, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, take a little look, see how we're doing. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. Now let's count one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we need one more. Just making sure there. I have to double check, especially on a Monday. Always double check your math on a Monday. All right, so this is our last little flower petal for the outside edge. Okay, so we have all of the small loops, okay, and we've come up here to the very top. Now, if you wanted to squeeze in 2 here to make it, you know, make it, let's see, 11, make it 13, you could. And then you could use one of those as the center at the top to hang your ear wire, but I don't want to. They're just, to me, I have to shift everything around to, you know, to get 2 more arches, little flower petals in here. I don't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this last little arch. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, and it's going to fill up the entire space here. So there's going to be a definite top and a definite bottom. So to do that, I'm going to come in with the bell making pliers and I'm going to place it in the center between the very first wraps that we did and the last wraps that we did. So in this space right here, I'm going to place the tool right in the center, and this time I want the large barrel to be on the outside instead of the small barrel. Okay, so that makes sure that you flip the tool around. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to guide that wire around the larger barrel of the pliers. Okay, same thing. I'm going to bring this through the center and around. Now I've got one wire wrap here. I'm going to take the tool, I'm taking the tool away. Now, what you're going to notice, first of all, is that we need to spread this out a little bit. You can do it with your fingers, or you can come in here with your chain nose pliers, and I'm just taking the chain nose pliers, sticking it through the middle there, and then I'm just going to open this up. See how I'm opening the pliers up? Now I've created, it's not quite a petal shape, now it's more of a U shape, right? Upside down U shape. Opening that up just a bit. So it's bigger than the rest. That's definitely the top of the earring. And now we have the wire wraps here, and we have too many. We have 4 where we started, which should have just been 3, but it ended up being 4. We've got our tail, and then we have this big long tail of the wire too, and that's just way too many wraps. So the reason that we left the very first tail was so that we could undo. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to undo about 2 wraps. Okay. And then we're going to come to the back and cut that off. It's already secure. I don't have to worry about it going anywhere, undoing and leaving a wrap and a half. There's plenty there, so it's already nice and secure. Now I can take the tail and wrap it one more time, right, to the back to meet up with the first wraps and trim it off too. So really, I just wanted to make some extra room so that I didn't have this huge jumble of wire wraps here. And then you just want to come in and kind of clean it up a little bit with your pliers. Right, lay everything down And there, it looks pretty uniform. So if there's one extra wire wrap there, nobody's ever going to notice it, right? But I needed there to be enough room, so I left that tail so that I didn't have to dig with my pliers to try to grab the tail end of something that was up against the quick link. So definitely leave that tail because it'll come in handy when you need to unwrap a wrap or two, okay? All right, so there is our earring. It's pretty much ready to go. We just want to add some beads to it and make it, you know, extra because it's all about the beads, right? This part's great. You know, you could use any loop, but the best part is the beads. So we are going to use, let me show you what I've got one finished already ready. So this is what it looks like when we get finished. Kind of looks like a dream catcher, right? Got some of these beautiful teardrop beads. We're going to use those, and then some of those miracle beads that I just cannot get enough of that were in my little black dress mix. So we're going to use 4 of those. We're going to use 3 of the drops, and we're going to hang those to our component and then add our ear wire, and we will be finished. So we need 3. Move everything else out of the way here. We need 3 of the drops, and we're going to need 4 of the miracle beads. And you're going to need a handful of head pins and eye pins and a couple of 4mm jump rings. All right, so we're just going to do wrapped loops. So I'm taking a head pin, threading on one of those beautiful teardrop beads. You can use any shape that you want to. That's what's really cool about this project is it's one of those where, bending that wire 90 degrees, it's one of those where you can use whatever beads you got in your kit, right? Everybody's earrings are going to look different, and they're all going to be really awesome. All right, I made the bend. I'm coming in with the round nose pliers. I'm going to take that wire and go up and over the top barrel of the pliers, okay? Now I got to roll those pliers out of the way, guide that wire over to the other side, and now we're going to wire wrap. Okay, and now we're ready to trim off the tail. The miracle beads that I have, Jane, they are gray. Well, they're actually, there's kind of silver. These are the ones that we're using. I don't know that I'd call that gray. They're definitely a silver. They're really pretty. Really, really pretty. All right, so there's our loop. Now we're going to take an eye pin. This is going to be the center dangle here. So it's this guy right here. He's got 2 of the miracle beads and then that beautiful drop on the bottom. So I'm going to take my eye pin and I'm going to go ahead and open the loop on the bottom and hook it to the bead that we just wire wrapped. Close that loop back. I'm going to thread on one of my beads. Okay. And now I'm going to do another wrapped loop. So I'm going to grab the wire as it is exiting the bead, bend 90 degrees, okay, come in with the round nose pliers. We're going up and over, roll the pliers out of the way, on around, and then wire wrap. Now this one I'm not going super slow, but I'm going a little slow just so that you guys can see the wire wrapping. I feel like we do it a lot, but for the other 2, I'm gonna go a little bit faster. And I sounded very, very Southern there for just a second. Well, not just a second. I always sound Southern, but it's bad when I can hear it myself. All right, so another eye pin, hooking that to the loop that we just made, and we're going to thread on another one of our little miracle beads, and we're going to wire wrap again. And to attach these, we are going to use some 4mm jump rings, but if you're feeling froggy, you definitely can just wire wrap directly onto your component and forget the 4mm jump rings altogether. And wrap around. Whoops. I'm using these really tiny eye pins, and so I have enough room to get 4 wraps. I normally don't have that much room. There's normally only enough room to get 3 wraps, but I'm not mad at it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this one to the center. So I'm just going to open up a little 4mm jump ring here and hook our little beaded dangle to it. If this is too long for you, if this is going to make an earring that is just too big for you to wear, you definitely can, you can leave out one of the miracle beads, right? You can leave out one of these, or you can leave the miracle beads out altogether and just do the drops. And you're still gonna have a really beautiful earring, okay? So you definitely can adjust this. You don't have to do it exactly the same way that I'm doing it. Okay, so now we have 2 little dangles left, and I'm gonna kind of zip through these so that we can get on with putting the earring together. So I'm gonna go ahead. These 2 little teardrops are going onto the eye pin. Okay, grabbing the wire right as it is exiting, bending 90 degrees. Round nose pliers are coming in. Okay, up and over. Roll the pliers. Take the wire on around to the other side. Okay, switching hands, doing the wire wrapping. Okay, right, and there's our loop. Jane says, love the dangle. Why leave out the miracle beads? Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave out the miracle beads, but if they are a little too long for somebody, they definitely could leave out the miracle beads, or they could leave out the drops, right? And just use the miracle beads as the drops if you wanted to. I mean, there's so many different options with this. All right, zipping through this one here. I'm not even talking through this one. All right, trim the tail off of that one. I need to kind of give that one a little tuck. Just be careful not to crack your bead. Okay. All right, so there are our 2 dangles for either side. Those are ready to go. And now we just need to do the miracle bead. We're going to do those on the eye pins. So I'm going to go ahead and open the eye pin up, hook it to the top of our teardrop bead, close that back. Okay, so it's already connected. And then thread on our miracle bead. And we're going to do the wire wraps loop at the top. Okay, and up and over. All right. And then do our little wire wrapping. So I hope everybody, I know I said it already, but I hope everybody had a really good weekend. I know the weekdays and the weekends are all kind of starting to run together a little bit, but I try to turn everything off, like turn my brain off on the weekends so that I can still kind of celebrate the weekend as a weekend. You know what I mean? Doesn't always work that way, but the kids in our neighborhood, they put together a parade. It was so cute, and they were all 6 feet apart, so it was like the longest parade ever. But it was really cute. The kids in our neighborhood all got together and put together a little Easter parade with their go-karts and golf carts and bicycles and the whole bit. It was really cute. Kind of brings, stuff like this brings everybody together in such a unique kind of way, you know, to try to find the silver lining, which is actually what these earrings are called, you guys. These are the silver lining earrings. You may not know that. That's what they will be on the blog if you're going to look for them. But just finding the silver lining in a situation that is completely out of our control, and we're just trying to make the best of it, you know? All right, so there's our last little dangle. And if you need to see those in replay, see me walk through them, you definitely can come back and watch the, you know, watch it in replay, fast forward, rewind, the whole bit. I just was trying to get through some of those. I don't want to keep you here forever, you know? Okay, so we're ready to get our scraps out of the way. And we're going to put the last little dangles on our earring, and then we're going to add the ear wire to it, and I'll put these on so that you guys can see them. All right. So there are a ton of loops, obviously, all the way around these earrings, and so you could definitely fill these up all the way if you wanted to. I'm going to skip over one and go to the next just to give a little bit of spacing between my dangles, but you can fill up every single one if you want to, all the way around your earring. Completely up to you. That's what makes this a cool design, because you could really do a lot of different things with this, and it would make a really cool pendant as well, right? Add some tassels to this, and I think it would be a really cool long necklace. All right, skipping one, going over. Close that back. And the last thing we need to do is add our ear wire to the top, and that's going to go over the largest arch right there in the center. Just going to open the ear wire, pop that on, and close it back. And we're done. Ta-da! And like I said, you guys, you could, you know, add tons and tons of beads to this design because you have so many loops here. You could really fill this up. You could even have things dangling in the center, which I almost did and decided that it was just going to take too much time, but I definitely, you know, can see a lot of different things that you can do with this. So I hope that I've given you some inspiration here, right? Something a little different to take with you through your day. All right, let me flip you around. And I'll put one of these on so that you guys can see them. Wow. Try not to look at myself when I do flip around here. All right. I think these are super, super cute. I really, I love chandelier earrings. That's just one of my favorite styles. So, of course, I was drawn to this design. I thought that it would be, you know, something really cool to do. I love that kind of flower petal pattern. Terry says something in the center would be awesome, right? Yeah, some sort of like maybe a charm or just another bead or like one of the little tassels. There's so many options, and I love that. That's, you know, and of course we've got so many beads to work with in the quarantine kit. You could really like, you could get crazy with these earrings, and I'm sure you've got enough, right? You've got enough beads in the quarantine kit to make a whole matching set if you wanted to. Right, you could do these in beautiful spring colors. I just think they're a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I hope you like them, right? That's the most important part. Doesn't matter if I like them or not. I hope you guys liked them. All right. Oh, thank you, Jane. Jane says they look good with your necklace. That's why I didn't put any earrings on, because I knew that I was kind of hoping that they went together. So, ooh, yes. Rosanna says a small boho. That would look really awesome in the center. That would look great. I'll have to go find one of those. I think I've got one on one of the strands that I got. All right, so we are at the end of our Maker Monday project. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. As always, I hope I've given you some inspiration, some creative inspiration to take with you through the rest of your week. You guys, this is not the end of me for the week. You guys know it's just the beginning. I'm just getting started. You guys can catch me tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the Dress It Up Buttons Facebook page. I'm going to be doing a project, just a fun little project using some of those buttons that were included in the quarantine kit. The say ah, the nurses and doctors, you know, those. We're going to be using those for a fun little project that I think your kids are going to like. It's a fun one. You can get, you know, you can do, it's one of those projects where you can do it for yourself and use really beautiful things to do it with, or you can just keep it simple and use cardstock paper and So yeah, it's one for everybody. I like projects like that, especially if you've got your kids home with you right now. And speaking of the quarantine kits, the buttons from the quarantine, yeah, okay, anyway. It's a long pause. The new quarantine kits number 2 are ready right now, so go check those out over on jessijamesbeads.com. Quarantine kit number 2, those are going to ship at the end of the week, so those will be shipping between between Friday and Monday. Wednesday is going to be the last day to order those, so you want to go ahead and jump on that, get those now. And just like the quarantine kits number 1, they're all going to be different, so if you get more than one, you can expect that you're going to get 2 totally different mixes, which is really, really fun. I love that part. Also, don't forget the Create Kids kit that is on the Jessie James Beads website as well. There are some of those left for your kiddos. Lots of good things to keep them creating and busy during this staying at home time as well. All right, you guys, that's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. I will see some of you tomorrow on Dress It Up Buttons. If not, I will see you back here again on Thursday at 11 a.m. with another fun project. And if you need me, just reach out. I'm just a message away on Facebook. If you've got design questions, just let me know. All right, bye guys.